Hi, and welcome to Brown Earth Formation with Mr. Mercer on Geography Geeks. Now, brown earth soil formation is best dealt with in a diagram form, though sometimes the question will provide the diagram for you, and you'll be asked to describe and explain the formation of this soil in a paragraph. Sometimes the question specifies which things you're allowed to talk about, like climate, acidity, whatever. Just make sure that you pay attention to what the question is asking for. Okay, so the soils are broken down into 4 layers. There's the AO layer at the top. That's where you find the most plant life. And then you've got the A horizon, the B horizon, and the C horizon. The A horizon and B horizon are both soil-based. The C horizon is bedrock. Typically, it's quite well eroded and weathered bedrock. Perhaps it could be something like a limestone, which will be very well draining. Okay. So, what happens when we break these down? Well, when you're talking about this answer, it's best to start at the top and work your way to the bottom. So, at the top, we find the AO layer. Now here you're going to find deciduous woodland, oak trees and that kind of thing. There's going to be a warm climate, typically imagine a European landscape here. And that warm climate, provided with balanced precipitation, and that means that the precipitation is balanced by levels of evaporation, lead to rapid decomposition in the humus layer. The humus layer is within the AO layer. Now, that precipitation that does fall will wash the nutrients that are in that rich, fertile layer of humus down into the A horizon. Now, the warm climate provided with that rich nutrient level getting washed down into the soil by leaching will encourage organisms. I should also point out that the humus layer is a mull humus and is therefore not very acidic, and that encourages organisms even further. Now, when we talk about organisms, you could give examples such as worms or even bacterial life. Now, the movement of worms through the soil mean that it is well aerated and could be described as loamy. It also improves drainage and encourages the cycle of nutrients back towards the surface. The organisms, like worms, cause bioturbation to take place, and that's why the horizons, the layers between the different colours of the soil, are not very clear. They're quite mixed. Now, when we come to talking about colour, the dark colour of the soil is representative of the dark brown colour of the soil is representative of the humus getting washed down into it. The trees have deep roots in the B horizon, and they recycle nutrients back towards the surface. They also assist with the drainage of the soil. And then finally, as I mentioned earlier, you get down to the weathered parent material, which is, as I said, well weathered and therefore assists with the drainage of the soil. Occasionally in a brown earth soil, an iron pan can be formed between the A and the B horizons, and this would be due to the downward leaching of ferrous compounds. That means one's made of iron. But that only happens in rare circumstances. Okay, so when you're practicing this question, practice drawing a simple diagram. Make sure you can do it quickly, and then practice putting on either labels, or I would suggest that you label it as I have labeled it here with the AO horizon, A horizon, B and C horizons, and then structure a paragraph answer underneath that with those as subheadings. So in summary, you've got the zone of illuviation, the process of downward leaching, and the zone of eluviation. And those processes wash the nutrients that are being gathered at the surface in the A horizon down towards the B horizon. However, there are counteracting forces. The tree roots, for example, draw those nutrients back towards the surface. And bioturbation, to some extent, makes the soil nice and aerated and loamy, but also recycles nutrients throughout the soil as well. Generally speaking, this makes for a very fertile, useful soil. Okay, I hope that helped.